Once upon a time in a village in India, there lived a young woman named Neela. She was engaged to a man named Raj, who went on to become a famous author. He returned to his village to unveil the cover of his latest book, and that's when everything changed. In his hand was an ancient-looking book, its leather cover and yellowed pages whispering forgotten lore. The locals, however, noticed a single white page at the end of the book. As Raj reached for it, the villagers panicked. That page was cursed. Anyone who read it would suffer unimaginable horrors. Raj's nightmares started immediately after he read that page, so he decided to burn the book. But before the last page could turn to ash, Neela snatched it from the fire and hid it. She believed Raj's nightmare had ended. But that single-paged one that whispered a story never truly ends kept her up at night. Every morning, no matter what she did, it was back on her desk, clean, crisp, with fresh ink. And each day a new sentence appeared. The next chapter begins with you. You turned the page. Now it writes itself. Neela began hallucinating. Whispers in the dark, faces in mirrors, shadows that moved when nothing else did. She stopped sleeping, stopped eating. Yet she kept writing. She didn't want to write, but her hands moved on their own, like they weren't hers anymore. Then one night, Neela blacked out at her desk. When she awoke, she found 10 new pages filled with horrifying events, murders, screams, names, and then her phone rang. Police here. We've had unusual deaths matching a journalist's notes. It was happening again. Just like Raj, the stories she wrote were coming true. But there was a difference. She wasn't choosing the deaths. The page was desperate. Neela called the priest who gave her the talisman, the one she hid from Raj. But he didn't seem pleased to see her. When she arrived at his ashram, the walls were smeared in ash, and every holy book was torn apart. The priest was hanging, not dead, but chanting something, again and again. The book was never his. She wants to be remembered. Who? Neela asked, trembling. The priest smiled through bleeding lips. Madhuri the burnt witcher bunk. You stopped the writer, but not the voice. Suddenly, it all made sense. Raj wasn't the true author, he was just a vessel. And now, so was Neela. She raced home, praying. It was too late. But her worst fears were confirmed. She found her own face on the first page of a new book. Neela, the final chapter. The book was already titled The Curse of the Last Page, and it was writing itself. With every new line, a part of her life vanished, her memories, her voice, even her reflection. Her hands flew across the keyboard, typing out her own obituary. All she could do was watch as the story of her life drained from her, until she was just a shadow sitting in front of a typewriter, endlessly writing death into the world. They say the book is now online. People download it thinking it's a short horror novel. They say if you reach the last page, someone close to you will die. They say the final chapter is still incomplete because you haven't finished reading it yet.